This is a thoracic opener with a foam roller. And I've got two different foam rollers here. This one is foam all the way through, and it is definitely a beginner foam roller. And then I also have this harder one. It has plastic on the inside, and it has these little nubs on it which make it like more massaging, but it's definitely a stronger, thicker, more resistant foam roller. So for me, I find this really nice, but I kind of had to work up to it. So you're gonna get the foam roller. And what I want you to think about when doing this is, because we're doing the thoracic spine, we're gonna get up in this mid back here. What can happen is if you let go of your core, you're just gonna open up like this, which doesn't feel bad. In fact, it feels really good. A lot of the range is actually coming from my lumbar spine and not from my thoracic spine, because I'm not staying tight here. So if I stay tight, I have to move the foam roller up a little bit more, and you'll find that it's actually coming from the thoracic. And if I open my hands up like this and lean into it, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll down a little bit. I'm gonna keep my core tight, and I'm gonna open up again. And you're just gonna keep rolling, changing positions until you find a really awful spot, and then just stay there with your arms up overhead. But if I let my lumbar go, I'm just doing this, which again doesn't feel bad, it actually feels good, but it's coming from my lumbar. Okay, and then the other thing that you can do is grab a weight. I'm gonna grab that weight and I'm gonna go overhead with that weight. And I'm gonna let those arms come back. And then I'm gonna bring it forward. So rolling down a little bit, letting those arms come up and overhead. And then I'm just gonna roll until I find a really sticky spot. And you might feel your back crack, which would be great. Ooh. And for most people, the weight is probably a bit much to begin with. So just starting with your hands out. If it feels okay to let your neck drop, do that. Otherwise, you might have to hold on. And then just keep rolling through. What this is doing is allowing this chest to open up, because the positions that we're often in are really internally rotated and rounded. We're now opening up, which is allowing our bodies to get more activation through the back, but also opening through the chest as well, because this, when we're rounded, it becomes quite tight. So just opening up here. So if you get a smaller foam roller, like this one, and you get your arms out straight, because this is quite long, your arms kind of get in the way. So I'm gonna get on this guy, and I'm gonna open up like this. And spending time in those spots that feel really tight is going to be an important part of actually opening up. If you're just rolling back and forth, it does feel good, and I'm sure you'll get some benefit out of that. But the idea is that we're spending time opening up in those sticky spots. And that is the thoracic foam rolling opener.